Good morning. Good morning, my loves. Good morning, my loves. I hope you all are doing good and are having a good day. Alrighty. Alright, I hope you all are doing a good day. Let's see. So some of us are already prepared. See, we've got gold in our nails. If you know, you know. Oh, I wanted to say, for those of you who cannot find gold candle for our rituals, you can use a clear glass with gold trim, like how I have it here, and then put a candle inside. That will work best. Okay, dokie. Hi everyone, welcome to my page. My name is Maputi. When you address me, please address me as Maputi. Please do not address me as Gogo. Please do not address me as Mkulu, or please do not address me and say Tokoza. Just a pure hi Maputi, that's okay. Number two, if you're interested in booking a consultation with me, I've pinned 3 videos on TikTok. The titles of the videos are what do you need to know about my booking session, my consultations. Number 2, my mentorship. There's also part about cleansings in there. Number 3, focus on the messenger and not focus on the message and not the messenger. That's the title of the video. On YouTube, you'll find them by title. It is important, it is imperative that before you come for a booking session with me, you go through those 3 videos. But it's actually very important that you get yourself acquainted with me and accustomed with me, because if in any of our conversation I feel that I have not watched those videos, I'm gonna send you back. I'm honestly gonna send you back, because you can't ask me how is your cleansing process when I already did a whole video explaining that. I've touched it in many videos, and then you want to come here and ask me that means then you have not watched my videos, right? It doesn't matter how much you think you're going to be clever with your words. I will pick it up. I'll pick it up, even if I don't pick it up in our initial consultation. But I'm telling you, before I start the consultation, I will know whether you did your research, you watched my videos, you did not, and at that moment I can cancel the consultation, because you would have agreed to the terms and conditions, and I can cancel it and refund you your money, especially if I have not done the consultation. Okay, how do you book a consultation? You can inbox me directly on TikTok. You can, people are still gonna ask, how do I book a consultation? After saying this whole intro, someone is still gonna come in the comment section and ask, how do I book a consultation? You can inbox me directly on TikTok. There's a link on TikTok to my website. You can go there. On YouTube, there's my email written on my bio. You can find it there. You can email me, and you will get the price list. Okay. So, the videos you would want to watch, there's a few of them. Mintika. The title is written Mintika. The cover has Mintika with the woman in blue and this glittery around. The other one is Water Royalty. It's at the bottom of the page. The cover is a 2 of Cups tarot card, meaning there's a man and a woman holding a cup. The 3rd video is the Divine Sexual Gifts. This is 3 women dressed in white, and another woman is kneeling, and they are praying for her or blessing her. She's in the middle, right? It's drawings. That's the cover. The 4th video is the Gift of Your True Voice. The Gift of Your True Voice is the cover is blue. There's a lot of blue, and then there's a person with the blue thing here. That's the throat chakra video. The 5th video is Water Spiritually Gifted. Fasting equals lack of money. That is the one with the woman coming out of water, and she looks like she had dreadlocks. That's the video on water people and fasting. The yoga of celibacy is number 6. That's the 10 of Cups, a family together, a man and a woman and 2 kids playing, and there's 10 cups in a rainbow. Number 7, the royal bloodline. That's the 2 of Wands. There's a man standing in a royal attire on a cliff overlooking an ocean and holding a stick on one hand. Number 8, raising your vibration using the power of words. That's the 8th video. There's a woman with the seashell in her head and she's holding a key. On YouTube, you just only see the seashell in her head like a spiral. Please watch the videos. Please watch the videos before you come and disagree. Before you comment and disagree. Someone in the other comment in the other video was disagreeing, and yet they did not even go and watch the videos that I talked about. Okay. There are many people, put my book properly. There are many people who are spiritually gifted, who also have water ancestry, right? And there's many people who have water ancestry who also walk part of their so as a spiritually gifted person with water, there are water animals that are part of your spirit team, right? That are part of your protective team, that are part of your spirit team. And some people have dolphins, some people have whales, some people have goldfish. Many people have different things that represents the element of their water ancestry, right? And then there are some of you, as part of your team, you do find merpeople, right? The mermaids and the mermen. The merpeople, who are the water people, right? They are half human and half water animal. So many people always assume they are half human and half fish. No, they are half human and half water creature. So they can take any form of a water creature. Okay, so now so that's that, right? Many people work with mermaids. Now there's already many healers that have already touched on people that work with mermaids, especially if you've been consuming content of South African healers in the African spirituality. That's a common thing. They talk a lot about mermaids and people who work with mermaids, right? So if you've been consuming their content, you have a bit of an understanding of people who have that gift. I'm not saying I've watched many of the content. I haven't, because it's not I don't know, just I've never watched many of it, but I've watched a few that talked about mermaids. So if a few are talking about it, I'm guessing there's a lot more that are talking about it. Okay, but there's one side that it's hardly ever talked about, and those are the side of people who not just only work with mermaids, but actually have the not just only work with mermaids or mermen, but actually have the merpeople DNA. So not everyone who works with mermaids, mermen, have the mer DNA, right? Not all of you have it, but there are a few people who actually have this DNA. Right, and that's the second group that I'm going to focus on. My message is focused on those people because I'm coming across a lot of those people. These people who have the mer DNA automatically have royal blood. They definitely have royal blood. They have water royalty, they have abalozi, and they have a Hotsana spirit that they would definitely need to initiate, right? But there's people who work with such a DNA can never go into anyone's mbandla, anyone's initiation school to go initiate there. They are definitely going to be self-initiate, and for a good reason. why they will be self-initiated. They will either be initiated at home, or they will be initiated underwater, right? Now, not every single person, well, many people that actually go physically and go initiate underwater actually have the mere DNA, right? Because you do need this DNA to be able to live and function underwater. Hence, that's why it's not a lot of healers who can say, come here and say, I went underwater. It's not a lot of them. We all know that. We all know that this is not something I'm making it up. We all know that there aren't that many people. We don't even know exactly what happens underwater when people get initiated. We have snippets in here that we might have been told. If you have a person in your family who might have initiated underwater, they might have said one or two things, but the reality is that majority of us don't even know, because the people are not supposed to tell us what happens. Now, how these Merpeople, mere DNA kids, offsprings were identified. Okay, let me first get into the story, the mythology, right? I'm gonna use mythology, but it's not necessarily mythology because it is the truth. It is the truth. That's exactly how it happened. Okay, let's get into the mythology. I'm a little bit tired, so I'm gonna be a little bit slow today. Oh my goodness. I respect healers who can do consultations of 6-7 people a day. Oh my goodness. The max for me is 2, and yesterday I had to do 3, so I'm exhausted, and I had to write this lesson as well and do other stuff. Okay, all right. The legend tells us that Merpeople, because they are half human and half sea creatures, they can live both on land and in the sea. And so when the Merpeople come on land, what they would do in order for them to walk on land, they would take off their sea skin, whatever other part of the body that represents the sea. They would take it off, hide it somewhere in the beach. They always love coming out near rocks so that they can keep hiding their skins there. And then the Merpeople will then go around, mix around with humans in the towns and talk with humans, and when they are done, they go back, take back their skin, and then go back home into the water, right? So now, what then happened is that royalties and seamen and whatever, these people started noticing it, that, oh, maybe a fisherman would accidentally come across a mere person's skin. And then what they then do is that the people who would come across their skins will steal them. And that's how the Merpeople will be trapped on earth and not be able to go back to where they come from. Because for them to be able to function and properly maneuver the water realms, they need their skin, right? And so this is a myth, right? It's a legend, it is a myth, but it also depicts very well for us to understand how this DNA was formed, right? In legends and mythology, there is always the truth hidden in the story. And so many of these Merpeople would be forced into marriage with the humans who had stolen their skins. Now, Merpeople are also highly connected with wealth. They are highly connected with wealth. And so many kings, in order for them to be wealthy kings, in order for them to stay wealthy, or when a person wanted to be a ruler, the thing that they needed to do was marry a mere person. And in that way, they will then be able to be a ruler, right? So that's how the Merpeople started now getting infiltrated, getting into royal families for power, for money, for whatever reasons. And so, especially the mermaids, right? Especially the mermaids, they were the biggest culprit in this. So this mere person will then be trapped, some because the skin will then be hidden by the person who found it, and this mere person will be forced to get into a relationship with the human. And from getting into a relationship with the human, they will fall pregnant and have babies, and the babies will be half mere people and half humans, right? And the babies will have the mere DNA in them, right? Usually when the person who had entrapped them, when they're about to die, they will sometimes give them back their skin, or after they've died, the mere person will find the skin. Sometimes the skin will be passed from one generation to another, and this mere person will have to be moved from one cousin to another, just marrying into different families until they pass on. Some will pass on without even ever finding their own skin, right? So because you need the DNA in order to function underwater. Now, some of the mere people would then be able to find their skins and then run away, but the children will be left on Earth. And now, with time, the children themselves started becoming highly prized. If you had the mere DNA, you were highly prized because it means that you had powers to create wealth. Now, there is a sign. Every person with the mere DNA is born in a particular way, right? This you will know if your parents are still alive. You can ask it. Some of you know this about yourself. Now, if your birth was not like this, you do not have the mere DNA. You just maybe probably walk with mermaids as part of your soul team, but they're not your DNA, meaning that you don't have blood relatives with them. So one way to identify a mere DNA child who has the mere DNA, it is the way that they are born. All of them are born the same. They are born with what we call a veil birth. They are born with a veil birth. A veil birth, it is a rare occurrence. It's a very, very rare thing, and that's why there aren't that many mere people. There aren't that many people with mere DNAs. But there is going to be more of them born on this earth. I think that's why I'm making this video. There's going to be more of them. So the midwives, get yourself ready. So a veiled birth, all the midwives know or doctors know what a veiled birth is. It occurs when a mother goes into labor, but her water does not break. And the baby is born into this world still in the amniotic sac, right? So the water doesn't break, but the baby comes out still in the sac inside water. So because they have the mere DNA, they have to be born still in water, because water, it is how they survive, right? And majority of them will definitely have to initiate underwater. Well, not all of them though. The only reason that you will not initiate underwater, it is if you were born and then there was a living grandmother or grandfather who had initiated underwater, and they did some rituals for you, and they were able to guide you and guide the family members on how to raise you. Then you will not need to initiate underwater. But if there was no living grandmother or grandfather who had initiated or underwater when you were born, then you would definitely have to go underwater. Hence, that's why there aren't that many people that go underwater, because there aren't that many people who actually have the veiled birth, right? And so this was always a sign to the family to say a special human has been born into the earth, right? Because originally these humans were born through mermaids, right? So this was a sign, or mermen, the semen of mermen. This was a sign to say that a mere person has been born into a family, and they needed to, the specific rituals, the specific things that they needed to do for the child. Going and introducing them to the waters and blah blah blah, so that their people can come and see, the other side of the family can come and see them, right? So these people with the mare DNA are not just normal humans like all of us. They are very special kind of humans, and one of the things that they possess highly powerful priest and priestess gift. They also possess very powerful spiritual gift. Some of them in the sack that they are born in, once they come into the water, once they come into birth and they've been given birth, that's only when they come out of the sack, they come holding certain things in their hands as a shell or whatever, as a sign to say who they are. Right? Now, so also back in Lemuria and Atlantis, the Merpeople were very active on Earth, right? They were very active on Earth. So this is outside of the mythology. Back in Lemuria and Atlantis, the Merpeople were very active on Earth, and there was an intermixing of marriages. The Merpeople would usually come in and marry into royal families in order to strengthen the royal land families. And the water royalty, the divine sexual gifts, I think I talked about it, that there are some of you who hold this gift in your reproductive system. When it's activated, the fluids that come out of you can purify a whole bloodline, right? And many earth royalties needed this. Many earth royalties needed people who have the mare DNA to be able to purify their bloodline, so to be able to help them stay in rulership. And that was a common practice in the Lemurian era, and hence that's why Lemuria and Atlantis was always linked to water, and they are always linked to be underwater.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in ancient Egypt, such people who had the mare DNA were always given roles of high priestesses and high priests, because they do actually possess that power. They were powerful healers, they were powerful shamans, they were powerful wisdom keepers, they were powerful seers, because they had the ability through their DNA to be able to travel through the physical and water realm. And they could go and initiate underwater when no other human could do that easily. Right? So that made them high priestesses. And now we come to, why did I include the gift of your true voice, your throat chakra? It is because the mare people with the mare DNA also have a specific gift, which is called the Siren gift, right? We also call them Siren. There's many books that have been written about how to become a Siren and what. Right, so Sirens are also half human, half sea creatures, right? They are the Merpeople. They're just a different name from them. Okay, I think I've already said that. Right, so okay, so Sirens, people with the mare DNA also have a captivating voice. Hence, that's why they have the Siren gift, right? They have a captivating voice. That's why the throat chakra is there as well. Now, the Siren gift, also you need to understand this. The Siren gift has nothing to do with being a good singer or being eloquent in your speaking. It's not that. The Siren gift is about a vibration. The vibration and frequency that accompanies your voice, right? When this gift is fully activated, these people when they speak, the frequency that comes in, it is so mesmerizing. You can listen to them speak for hours and hours and hours, and not, you get lost in a magical world when they speak. Not only that, they are able to use their voice to attract anything to them. They have a very powerful voice. They have a highly powerful voice that even they can attract whatever it is that they want. But that's the reality, is that even if the voice is not if their throat chakras are not properly cleared and healed, and they are using a lot of negative words, they can attract a lot of negativity into their world. So many of these people suffer a lot until they actually understand the power of their words. So their siren, the siren gift is always linked to the gift of manifestation and the gift of creation. Now, other people without the siren gift have the gift of manifestation and the gift of creation. That's a gift. But the Merpeople, the people with the Mer DNA who have the siren gift, that gift is intensified. Right? Things that they can materialize, things that they can speak, they can literally open portals with their voices. That's how powerful they are. And many of the sirens struggle with the block chakra. They struggle with the block chakra because they struggle with identity issues, knowing who they are. They struggle with accepting themselves because I don't know if they're not accepted, but they're also very sensual people. They're very highly sensual people, not because they are sexually active, no, but when everyone looks at them, they just have this sensual energy that just attracts people. But as history have proven, even in the mythology that I told you, they are always used. And so that creates this thing, because we are born with the traumas and the fears of our mothers in our bloodline, right? They are there from generations to generation. They are there sitting in our DNA. So the offspring of the Merpeople, of the Siren people, they have this thing, this fear inside of them of exposing themselves, because they understand if they expose themselves, they might be imprisoned like their original grandmothers or grandfathers. Right, so that's imprinted in them. Let's get into a little bit of the gifts. See if I have another page. Okay, let's get into a little bit of the gifts. Usually this offspring have the gift of manifestation. They have the divine sexual gifts that can unlock wealth, right? They're powerful. They have powerful healing gifts. They have the ability, like they can literally see into the future. They are powerful seers. They are able to call things with their voice to themselves, right? They are powerful sound healers. They know how to create sound frequency that can heal a person. They are also very good with sexual magic. Now, I've always said something, that people who are water-based, you cannot bewitch them. Witchcraft doesn't work well on them. The only form of witchcraft that works well on them, it is sexual magic. It's using sex. Sex is what works best on them. And so these people, that's how many of them have always been trapped, through sex, right? So many people will say that people who have mermaids are very high, have a high sexual energy, but that's not it. It's not that they have a high sexual energy, it's just that they're sensual. They're just very sensual. And in the way they even handle themselves, it's just a very sensual way. Automatically, whether their gifts are activated or not activated, they have this thing about them that even without trying, they appear so sexy, so enticing, so beautiful, just so in that element of water and flow, right? And people, just because they find themselves being captivated by that, they will say that they are highly sexual. But also another thing about the people with the Mer DNA is that when they are not aligned properly, or many people who work with mermaids, when they are not, or mermaids, when they are not aligned properly with their right team, they do actually have a high sexual energy. And that's an imbalance. That comes not because they are powerful, no, that comes because they have an imbalance. They have not properly united and connected with their team. And that is when people are going to use them. They are the ones that are the biggest culprit in energy harvesting. They are the ones that are the biggest culprit in when people hunt for people to sleep with who they are going to harvest money out of them. They look for people with the mare DNA and people who walk with mermaids, right? They are the ones that are going to be harvested the most. And unfortunately, it is the women who are the biggest culprit in that, right? And that's how many of them were trapped in the past. That's how many of them were trapped in the past. They were also trapped into relationships where men were harvesting energy from them to make money, to make wealth, to make to become royals. So these people usually struggle with two chakras. They struggle with their sexual chakras not being balanced. They struggle with their throat chakra not being balanced. And usually it's deliberate. It is deliberate based from their ancestors. Their ancestors block their throat chakra and their sexual chakras. So these people will always, wherever they go, they have so much money coming. Like people will even be like, wow, you have so much money. But yet they are struggling. They cannot hold money. They are not secure. Their base chakra is blocked. And sometimes the Hosanna angels will block it until they understand who they are. The biggest thing, the shadow work that the people connected with the Merpeople need to do, just generally all of them, they need to find their freedom. They need to connect with their true identity of who they are. They need to be free in their authenticity. They need to be free in who they are. Number 3, they need sexual purity, because it is through sexual intercourse that they can be trapped and harvested. Majority of people, of men who use witchcraft, they go after the Merpeople, right? People who do powerful rituals of witchcraft, they go after the Merpeople. So these people need to be sexually pure, because that's their downfall. Anyone who wants to bewitch them, who wants to entrap them, who wants to harvest money out of them, needs to just sleep with them, and they got them, right? So sexual purity is the highest, number 1 on the list of things that they need to do. Balancing their chakras, right? But many of them cannot do the balancing of the chakras alone. They need the ancestors, the water ancestors, because they need to be at a level where they are stable in who they are. Because once their gifts activate, if they do not know themselves, if they're not operating from a pure space, if they are still seeking validation, if they are struggling to be authentic, if they are still trying to fit in with the humans because they feel like they don't belong with the humans, then they will manifest disaster into their own life. And so that's why the ancestors are the hardest with these people. These people will have ancestors who would require the utmost purity from them, to the point that they will even be blocked from having kids. Some of them would even be blocked. Their sexual energy and base chakras will be so blocked that they will not have sexual desires. And that is the only way to save them, because their biggest challenge in life will either be sexual dreams, sexual witchcraft, anything. People will try them by all means using sex. And the only way for them to be able to fight it is to stand in their sexual purity. Right. Also, one other thing, I'm reminded that I forgot to say something. The Merpeople are not all from Earth, right? There's different, especially the ones that also came during the Lemurian and Atlantis era, were not all from Earth. Some of them were people from planets like Mantica, water planets, that would travel through the waters and come to Earth and then come merge with the kings and the queens, and then go back, produce a different race of hybrids, right? So there's different races, there's different hybrids. I think one of my mentees was also asking me about it. There's different beings that come and create hybrid races. We have the reptilians, we have so many people that come and create hybrids, right? But I don't want to focus on that. That's not about them. Don't get into the comment section and say, tell me about the reptilians. I don't know anything about the reptilians. Even if I did, I won't tell you, because that's not why I'm here, right? So I'm just trying to tell you, to show you that so not all of them. So some of you, the mer DNA that you have can come from different planets, but water planets. You'll find that you have a mer DNA from another planet. Some people from those water planets came in and were born here, and they still have that soul in their soul DNA, but they don't have it in their body DNA, right? So there's the DNA of the body that actually has the mer DNA, and there's the soul DNA that actually has it, because your soul is originally from that planet. But also many souls from water planets do actually decide to be born in families that have the mer DNA. They choose bodies and bloodlines where they can be born with the mer DNA. Okay. Right. So ancestors, that's why they work with the Hosanna angels, because the Hosanna angels are the most strict angels ever. So such people, because their gifts are so powerful, and with their voice they can call in disaster into the world. With their voice they can make it rain, hail if they decide. With their voice they can call lightning and hit people if they're angry. With their emotions they can make it, because they're highly connected. They're high priestesses and high priests. So their throat chakra will always be blocked until they come into a point where they've developed a pure heart. And no angel will crack your heart open like a Hosanna angel. They will give you the hardest trials, where they will test you to the and this is where I always ask myself, and I was like, why must the Hosannas be testing people like this, to the point of near death? Why must we be tested like this? But I realized that the powers that come with having a Hosanna angel, a Hosanna spirit, means that you are highly, highly, highly gifted. And if you're not operating from a place of pure love, you can destroy the earth with your energy, with your vibration, with your voice, with so many things. You can literally destroy the earth. And hence that's why the Hosannas will have a hard hand in order to develop love out of you. It's funny how the Hosanna depict themselves as black, but they're also the energy of pure love. I never really understood that, but they are the ones that will teach you what pure love is. And hence that's why the Hosannas are also highly, highly connected with. There is no divine union without a Hosanna. So in order to get to the divine union, you need to know what the pure love of the divine is, right? So celibacy will always be required, sometimes long-term celibacy, that will only be broken when you meet the right person with the right DNA and measure with that person. You will need to clear sexual cords, because people use the sexual cords that they have been imprinted on you to continue to harvest your energy. And many of you will never manifest the money that you work with until you go celibate. Okay. You will need to come to a point where you know who you are, where you understand your identity, where you know who you are on all levels. You will have to be authentic in who you are, because you cannot activate these gifts and then be still trying to fit in. There's no fitting in. You never belonged. So you should never try to belong. You don't belong. You never belonged on earth. You are not here to fit in and belong. And that's one thing that many of you struggle with. The way many of you want to fit in and be loved and be appreciated and be accepted. Majority of you, your biggest downfall on the spiritual path is the fact that you always want to be accepted. You always want to fit in. You always want to be loved. You want people to accept you. You want people to appreciate you. You want people to, welcome you in. But they won't. They won't. They won't. Many people who work with this gift, when people are being nice to them, is because they're harvesting something out of them. People will use you. When you have this gift, people will use you. Men will use you. Women will use you. You will be one of that person who everyone uses. And when you create strong boundaries, people will get so mad. Because of the Siren part of it, you also attract, people tend to be obsessed with you. When people say, people are obsessed with me, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, no. You don't have the right gift for people to be obsessed with you. You're just creating a hype. A pure Siren doesn't even try. People just get obsessed with them. There's this element of obsession, right? And when you connect with this gift, when these people connect truly with their gift, there is this element where people just love them. So there's two sides of it. When they have not connected with their gifts and they have not truly understood who they are, they attract people who are obsessed with them, people who want to cage them, people who want to control them, people who want to harvest out of them, people who want to use them, right? But when they get to a point where they connect with their gifts, they understand who they are, they keep themselves sexually pure, cut all sexual cords, they are able to attract people who will love and adore them. It's funny because it is when they step back and create a boundary and understand who they are and be authentic in who they are and have strong boundaries, that is when the right people, they exude an energy. Because remember, this is all about a vibration. They exude a vibration of love. And the people that come towards them, and the people, hi, this voice. And the people that come towards them are the people who will love them, will adore them, will want to be in their space, not because they're obsessed. Well, there's still that element of obsession, but you just want to be around these people. But when they are highly evolved, when they're in an evolved era, you want to be around them because you keep sensing this pure energy of love, this pure divine energy that just exudes out of them, this frequency that when they speak, they can heal you. When they speak, they can help you find yourself. When they speak, they can help you just connect to your people, because they are high priestesses. They have the powerful priestess gift or priest gift. When they use their voice, they can materialize a world. And more of them needs to wake up, because it is also through the frequency of their voice that we are able to call power into this world, right? I think in one of the old videos, I did say that the water people are coming back and they need to rule. They're coming back to rule. The water king and queens are coming back, and they're coming back on earth to rule. Because right now, in order for us to get to the golden age, we need more water rulers. We need more rulers who are connected with the divine worlds. We need rulers from planets like Merpeople, who are pure in their energetic field, who understand evolution, because we need these different souls to wake up so that we are able to access the right powers. Now, I've made many videos talking about the different souls, people with the different gifts. I made a few videos of that. So before you rush and now say, oh, what about us? There's videos about people like you. Some are still coming, right? Gonna go, and this is a journey. We're not in a rush. Gonna get to them one by one. Right? In the Leyland videos, I talked about people who have certain gifts, people who walk with unicorns. There's some of you who just walk with unicorns. You don't have a dragon, you have a unicorn. So stop going looking for a dragon, because you don't get a dragon visiting you. You have a unicorn visiting you. Some of you have fairies. You don't have any of these things. You have fairies. You're not a water person. You are an earth person, and when now you will always have fairies. Right? So stop trying to fit in and be water people. We're not all gonna be water people. Just like not every single person is going to be an earth person. Right? See fairies. Don't think people in water are the only ones that have money. Earth is an element of money. Earth is where the money is made. Right? Especially when the earth and the water come together in union of marriage. So even you as people that work with fairies can show you where like gold comes from the earth, the minerals. You can be shown where the money is, the raw minerals are to harvest to make money for yourself. Right? So everyone wants to be water. No, you're not water. You don't have water. You don't have any of those things. It's okay. Focus on what you have. That's why in the avatar we have all the 4 elements, and not everyone can become an avatar to harvest all the elements. But the water benders are doing their job, the earth benders are doing their jobs, the fire benders are doing their job, the air benders are doing their job. No one is trying to infiltrate and be every single thing. Only a few get to be avatars, and it is part of who they are. Right? So how will you know this is you? I don't know. Your ancestors need to tell you. Sometimes it can come up through a consultation. That's the whole reason why I'm making this video, because I've had a few people who such things were said, and I'm anticipating I'm gonna have more people. And I've already been talking for 47 minutes. So I cannot be giving a whole lesson on this to a person in a consultation, right? I only touch on it briefly in consultations. And I've had a few people who've come through, and I'm noticing this a lot with people who have the Hosanna as well. When I do their consultations, there's always that element that comes up there. Some of them, they will be like, there's a mystery about their birth, but they don't tell us directly what the birth mystery is, how were they born, but something happened that I gave them away as a healer, right, to the family. And some of them, their parents have been harvesting energy from them from a young age because of how they were born, because that's a clear sign. Those who are spiritually gifted will always know when this child is born and is born like this, and people know what that meant. All people always know what that meant. And some of these, their parents would then harvest energy from them from a young age when they were born, right? Or sometimes their parents will know in the stomach, oh, whoa, we have a special being coming, okay, right? But this is similar to, this is normal with all star seeds, special beings, higher beings. They all go through that process. If they did not choose the right family, because you choose that family yourself. I know someone will come who only watched this video will come in the comment and say, but what do you mean I chose my family? You chose them. Go watch the videos that I made. Many of you chose that soul family in the soul. You made that plan, right? Yeah, I'm rambling now. Let's see if I forgot anything. This is where many of you come for consultation, you're told you have royal blood and you have no idea where the royal blood is, right? I've talked about it in other of the videos. It's because It is a water royalty, can never be identified on anything on earth. Right. Now, does everyone in the family have this DNA? I don't know. I don't think so, because there are so many people that it skips many generations. And I don't know what the conditions, the technicalities on the conditions of what needs to happen for this person to be born with this DNA. I have no idea. I'm not going to sit here and lie and pretend like I know everything. I'm just sharing the little bit that I know, and this little bit is going to help people who come for a consultation with me. Hence, that's why I put it on my channel. People who will come for a consultation with me, but also certain people who will never consult with me and have these questions. Maybe it will answer their questions, right? That's the whole reason why we are here. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. So if you do know and it's been told to you that you have this, watch your sexual energy. Stop leaking your sexual energy. Preserve your sexual energy. If you have this and you are struggling financially, then look at who you are sleeping with. That's where the money is going. Then preserve your sexual energy. And then once you start preserving your sexual energy, you will start to purify your life, finance, things. You will just make money. And people with such a gift make money. They don't even know where the money comes from. It's like they just generally, money just attracts them. Money is just attracted to them. Money loves them. For some reason, money just loves them, especially when they're not leaking their sexual energy. They are able to harness money into their lives so easily, right? So preserve your sexual energy. Watch your sexual energy. I've talked a lot about it divine sexual gifts, water royalty, water, spiritually gifted, the yoga of celibacy, I've talked about it, the royal bloodline, I've talked about it, right? Watch your words, raising your vibration to words, I've talked about it. I talk a lot about words, talk a lot about linguistic, the kind of words that you're choosing to use. Watch the words that you're using, because if you have that Siren gift, you are literally manifesting disaster in your life. Every single wrong thing in your life, you're manifesting it. Change how you speak and you will notice that you will start manifesting the right things. Right. Hi, more than here, it will be a lie. I'm gonna start lying now. And we don't wanna lie, right? I don't wanna lie here. I don't have time to be lying. Okay, until next time, I need to do consultations. By the way, guys, I just got so busy. December is my busiest time, whether in business, whether in spirituality, whether from a young age. I've always known in my family we make the most money in December. You need to understand your money flow. You need to know when you make money. Some of you make money in winter and you're out here trying to make money in December, in summer, in the summer equinox. Some of you make money in the spring equinox or the winter equinox. So for us, we make more money in the summer equinox. And so when towards the summer equinox, I'm usually the busiest. All my life I've always been like that. That's when we are the busiest. So I just got so much busy. I just got so busy with so many things, right? So the videos are always going to be delayed. I'm gonna come at them bit by bit. I also have to take care of myself and love myself in the whole midst of trying to wake up the world. Right, until next time, when I'm able to come back with another video, there's another lesson that I want to do. These are the 2 lessons that has been coming this week. I will fit one before the end of this week, and that's the other lesson that I will do. Right, until next time, I love you guys and I hope you're having a good day. Now we are prepared. Gold nails, gold trims on our nails. Using gold straw. We are prepared for the rituals, for the December rituals. We are prepared. So okay, my loves, I love you guys and I hope you guys are having a good day. Bye. Toodles.